I have a nice little 40-foot reefer. This is made by Minitrix. I got this particular freight car and a lot of things I bought on Craigslist a couple of years ago. So I'm getting ready to use it on my layout. One of the things I had to do was to change the trucks. This particular freight car was made 40-50 years ago, and it had Rapido couplers with metal wheels. Now, because I use magnetic uncoupling on my layout, I can't use metal wheels because it makes the thing jerk when it gets into the magnetic field. And also, of course, the Rapido couplers were no good. So I put on these Microtrain trucks and couplers. You notice over here that I broke one of the pins taking it out. I think it was glued in, and I had to ream it out and use a screw to take its place. But what I want to do now is weather it. When I first got it, I noticed that the roof walk was black plastic, same as the bottom, and right away I painted it a light tan and then put a little brown weathering powder. Here's the brown weathering powder here. I just put some on my finger and ran it over it to give it a two-tone color, and this gives it a little texture, makes it look a little more like raw wood. But what I want to do now is weather the whole thing, because I'm actually going to have this set out on a siding on my layout that's next to an old water tower, and since it's going to be something that just sits there empty and not used, it needs to be weathered fairly well. So before I weather it, the first thing I'm going to do is remove the trucks, because I'm going to weather them separately and in a different way. So I'll pick these up and put them aside. I'll put them in this box here so they don't get away from me. And okay, put that aside, and tools over here. Now, I painted this with paint, and that gave the weathering powder I used something to adhere to, because it doesn't adhere well to fresh styrene. So what we're going to do to take away the sheen of new styrene is use Testors Dull Coat. Testors Dull Coat is available in most hobby stores, and you can certainly get it online on Amazon and eBay. You usually need to shake it up before you start if it's been sitting a while, because it does separate, and you will need some mineral spirits to clean your brushes. So I'll go ahead and open this regular paintbrush, and we'll just coat the whole thing all over. The dull coat dries pretty quickly, so we won't have to wait too long before we start the weathering process. And I'll just coat this all over on the top and on the sides. Now, I won't be putting any on the bottom. If you want to put the dull coat on the bottom too, that's fine, but nobody's really going to see the bottom of my N-scale cars unless they pick them up off the track. But when I'm showing this to my layout to people, they're not ever going to see it. So you really don't need to spend time weathering items that are not going to be seen. you notice the brake wheel over here is black plastic. Now the ladders don't show up too much. You know, there's a ladder here, and on the opposite end over here. That will be dealt with a little differently, but we still need the dull coat on it. So that is the easy part. I have the dull coat on now, and I will wait a few minutes for that to dry and get back to you. While the car is drying, we can go ahead and start right off on the trucks. You can see that I've separated the wheels because they'll be done separately. Now the reason I don't have to coat these with dull coat is because what I'm going to use is a mixture of dull coat and weathering powder. Here's the dull coat, and I'm using Monroe's Dirty Yellow. Your choice of colors may differ, but I find that this gives a good result. So that's what I'm going to use. If you choose to use a rust color from Monroe, please go right ahead. I do use the rust color if I'm doing tin roofs, things like that. Oh, let's see here. We'll put a little in here. Let me get a smaller brush. There we go. And I'll mix the dull coat in here. Now when you're mixing this, you want to mix it a little thin, because if it's too thick it will start setting up on you and it won't paint as easily. So you can see what I have here. I'm just going to make it just a wee bit thinner, and of course the thinner you make it, the longer it will take it to dry. Oops. So I'll get that nice and thin like that. And what I'm going to be using this on are the trucks and the wheels, the part that can be seen, and also on the ladders. So let me switch and get some magnifying glasses here. I'm getting old now and don't see quite as well as I did before, but I'll just hold the couplers, and run it right on. Get it down inside the holes here. I'm trying to cover the shiny black because I've never seen a freight car with shiny black trucks. Now, we can't always be sure what's going to be seen and what's not, so I'll just get at all the parts. Now, back here where the point of the wheel inserts, we try to keep the solution away from that, but the other parts may be seen underneath. And let me move this up to the camera a little bit. So as you can see, I got it on both sides. So I will continue to do that on both of them, and I will also be doing the wheels. Just go ahead and take a little and set it right in here like that. It's as easy as that. So I will finish my wheels and my trucks. See if you can see that. Okay, I will finish doing the trucks and the wheels, and then we'll get the freight car back and we'll do the ladders and the brake wheel. So I finished doing all of my wheels and my trucks. I want to make sure you understand the reason I use plastic wheels is because I use magnetic uncoupling on my layout, and the Ferris wheels cause the cars to jerk around when they go through the magnetic field. Now they do make non-Ferris wheels, and at some point I probably will replace all of these plastic wheels with non-Ferris wheels, but for right now I have to stay with the plastic. It's only been, what, 10 minutes, and we're all nice and dry here. The sheen is gone. That's what the dull coat does. It takes down the sheen, and that may be good enough for you, but I want to rust these metal ladders a little bit, so I'll get some on my brush here and just paint it on. If your mixture gets a little too thick, just put some more dull coat in. Now if you make a mistake here and you get some of this rust color where you don't want it, just scrape it off with a hobby knife. Of course, when you scrape it off, you may scrape off some of the dull coat, so you'll want to put the dull coat back in. But it's just this easy. I'm also going to do the stirrup down here below. There are 4 stirrups, one on every corner. And so I will take care of all 4 ladders and all 4 stirrups, as well as the brake wheel. Now the one thing you want to watch out for on this is this mixture is fairly thick, so once you get it spread over the brake wheel, you'll want to kind of punch the brush through to make sure you open up any gaps on the brake wheel that have been clogged with your dull coat and weathering powder solution, just like this. Okay, so I will finish my ladders and my stirrups and get back to you. So I finished rusting all of my wheels and the trucks, and I used my hobby knife to make sure that the ends of the wheels and the little depression in the trucks where they fit are clear of any of the weathering powder and dull coat mixture that might have clogged them. That way they'll roll freely. So now it's time to go ahead and weather the car. Now what I'm going to use, you see over there, this I call all. When I clean up after myself, I have powder mixtures on my workbench, and I just sweep them into this one, and I get a dirty brown color. Now you can't buy this, of course. This is actually a mixture of many different colors. When I buy my Monroe weathering powders, I usually buy them in a pack that contains several colors, like rust gray, black, dirty white, dirty yellow, If you want to make a mixture like mine, that's fine, or you can do what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to just use gray. I've got a paintbrush that I've cut down so that I can give a little pressure on it, and I'll just dip it into my weathering powder and apply from the bottom up. Why from the bottom up? Because it's going to be dirtier on the bottom than it is higher up. If you feel you have it too dark in some place, just wet your finger, run it over it, and try again. So as you can see, now we've got a weathered look. So I will continue all of this and get back to you. I have finished applying the gray powder. As you can see on the top, I also decided to do a little of the yellow on the ribs on the roof. I put the gray powder over all of it. Now, there are some marvelous modelers out there who do much better job of weathering than I do. But this at least makes it look like it's not a plastic car. Now it gives the appearance of being something else entirely. And of course, the trucks now look like rusted iron instead of black plastic. And that's going to be good enough for me, because I'm not the artist some others are. If you're like me, you might find that this is a quick and easy way to weather your cars and get them out on your layout. Thanks for watching. I hope you've learned something.